Arguably one of the best directors of this modern generation, Christopher Nolan has done nothing but put on solid film after solid film. So did he disappoint with this movie, Oppenheimer, or did he just give us more of the same brilliance that he has in the past? Come find out. Welcome to Cine Here, where you come for all of your media needs. My name is Ray, and today I am reviewing Oppenheimer, directed and written by Christopher Nolan, starring Killian Murphy, Emily Blunt, Robert Downey Jr., and Matt Damon. Oppenheimer is about the scientist by the name of J. Robert Oppenheimer, who is directly responsible for the creation of the atom bomb. And this story shows his life, what he had to deal with making the bomb, and what his aftermath after making the bomb. And it kind of gives you a look into his life. And it is based on the autobiography that was published in 2005. I want to first start off by giving praise to Killian Murphy and his portrayal of Robert Oppenheimer. I think he did a great job in this film. And everybody delivered a great performance in this film. I can definitely see some of these actors up for Oscars. I can see it. I felt like some of these performances was Oscar type of performances. And you know, I am not here as one of these critics that sit and want to speak on these artistic type of movies. I am only a humble deliverer and a fan of the art. And I'm just humbly here to deliver how I feel. I'm one of you guys. And that is why I got into reviewing. So I can watch these movies and tell you, is it blown up by the media, by these critics that say it's good when it's really not? Or is these films really something that people can appreciate? And I could tell that Killian Murphy took this serious and he approached this film and delivered an amazing performance. Emily Blunt, Robert Downey Jr., where have you been? Welcome back. No longer are you playing Iron Man. You are stepping out to some of these roles that also suit you as well. And I'm glad that he was in this film. I said Emily Blunt, Rami Malek. It's so many people that I can mention that did a really good job in this film. So I want to give kudos to you all. But the man that made it all possible, the writer and the director, Christopher Nolan, he cannot do no wrong, right? Like, he just continues to make solid films for us. And he is one of those rare directors that still kind of keeps the essence of filmmaking. He actually takes this craft serious. He goes out there to try to make the best movie possible. And not just so that we can say, that was a great movie, but no, so we can also leave the theater with an experience. He is an experienced deliverer of films. He falls in some of those great classes like Spielberg and Camry, and also my guy, Quentin Tarantino. Like, they all deliver experiences. And this film, delivered by Christopher Nolan, was an experience. And as good as Christopher Nolan is at making films, I am also just as good at making reviews. So if you are liking this review so far, make sure you give it a like. He also stated in an interview about this film that he used zero CGI, that all of this film was shot without it. And with such a big budget, it was done masterfully. This is a masterclass of how to deliver a cinematic experience. The pacing of this film was great because it is a movie about the creation of the atom bomb. So you would think it would be a lot slower paced. You would think it would be dialogue heavy, and it was dialogue heavy, and it did have slow moments, but it also was sped up with drama. It also was sped up with great storytelling. There is an art to telling a story, how you get the audiences invested in a character that has such an extreme life, but probably a lot of slow and dull moments. How do you dramatize someone like him? And we all know some of the best films are based on true stories. Some of the best films are based on just a person and what they went through, because sometimes the truth is a lot more entertaining than lies. And I don't know how true every event in this film was, but if most of it is, Oppenheimer and what Christopher Nolan did was great. Another thing that stood out in this film was the score, who was done by Ludwig Göransson, and he has worked with Christopher Nolan on other films like Tenet and now this one, and they did a good job of putting these songs and these sounds and the symphony in all of these places that made all of these scenes so dramatic. I really can't talk about this film without praising Christopher Nolan and all his decisions that were made in putting these people in places to be great. Not only did he highlight some of the music and the sounds that were done in this film, but he also made sure the filming and the set pieces were great. I know a lot of people won't appreciate every little nuance that was done in this film, and it's hard to grasp it all because it's 3 hours and 9 minutes long. So it's hard to grasp it all without seeing it more than once. And I can say, even with the long run time, the film never felt like it was dragging. You don't feel the entire 3 hours until you actually get done with the film and you look back at the clock and realize it was 3 hours, but in the moment you are enjoying what you are watching. In conclusion, I would have to give Oppenheimer a 9 out of 10. I do believe it is one of the best films this year, and I think that Christopher Nolan is on to another potential 2023 classic film. If you enjoyed this review, please give it a like. If you like what I do, make sure that you subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can see more of me. And do not let the conversation in here, make sure you jump down in those comments so we can talk about Christopher Nolan, some of his films, and what you thought about this film. And don't forget, you seen it here.